Jeff he was just a one-off. He was unique. There'll never be another Jeff Astle. He was my closest friend, he was my sidekick, and he was the best man at my wedding. Yeah, Jeff as a man, he was a tremendous character. He was a joker in the pack, in the dressing room. Just kept everybody up. He wouldn't let any the spirits get low, you know, after defeats. He was a prankster, a joker. You just couldn't do anything, you know, particularly you couldn't come in anything new, any clothes new, because he knew he would slaughter you for it, and you'd come in with trousers and new trousers on, and you'd come in after training and he'd have cut the legs off, and he'd nailed your shoes to the floor in the dressing room if you've had news. He was just unbelievable. He was a one-off, I'd say he's a one-off character, Jeff Astle, absolutely one-off. And as I said, he's probably the only man I've ever seen get Sir Alf Ramsey flustered as well, because of his pranks and how he was. But he was great to be in the dressing room. He was, the lads really looked up to him, you know, because he was a great goal scorer as well, and he was a terrific family man. You know, he loved his family, and I was lucky enough to get to know him and became best of friends, and I actually roomed with him for 10 years, so I got to know Jeff really deep down, what a great character and a great man he was. And you know, I'll never forget his jokes. I mean, he repeated them a lot, but you know, he was just the way he was. He was fantastic. He would actually he'd get on the coach at the Hawthorns, and we might be playing in London, and he would he'd get the mic off the coach driver, start telling jokes, and he would still be telling them when he got to London. And the lads would be like bored to death and you know, falling asleep, but you know, that's the way he was. He just kept the spirits up, and he was fantastic to have in any dressing room. We hit it off straight away off the pitch, and luckily enough we hit it off straight away playing together, and we formed a good combination, and we scored goals on a regular basis between us, and it was a great partnership. We got a great telepathy between us, you know, because Jeff had this great ability of heading the ball, and you know, when the long balls played to him, you know, when it was in flight, I would go on my runs and I would shout to Jeff, and I knew very well that when he did head the ball, it was going to be straight in my path, you know, not wayward, just in my path, and gave me a great chance to score goals. And you know, I would knock balls for him in from you know, wide positions, and he scored goals for fun, to be fair. And as I say, it was a great partnership, and it was the same off the pitch as well. You know, I was kind of his servant in the rooms in the hotels, because I had to make his tea in the mornings and his coffee, and go and get his papers, and because he loved the papers in the morning, because he loved a bet, Jeff. He loved his horses, and he loved his, you know, his dogs, and I would go and get his papers and bring them in, and he would study the form, and you know, we would have a laugh and a joke, and we had a terrific understanding together, as I say, on and off the pitch, and he was absolutely fantastic company. Astle is the king, and for me, he always will be.